Let's go.
It's another K-Town beat.
YouTube, it's your boy, Mr. Outliner. I'm back today. I'm gonna do a taper fade with no guards. No guards, man. You know, only guard we're gonna use is to cut the hair down on top. You know, to keep it thick. Obviously, I can't not use a guard with that, but the fade part, the taper fade part, we just gonna do clip over comb. No guard, right? And you know, it kind of sounds harder than it really is. With a little practice, a little, manipulation, you can get to the desired look that you're looking for, right? So first thing you want to do though, we're gonna knock the bulk down. Just make sure we get everything nice and even with the top, so we ain't really gotta worry about that no more. Now he does have waves, so we're using a 1.5 guard right here. You know, some people might put a 1. I think that might be too low for the thickness and the coarseness of his hair, but a 1.5 is perfect. You see the waves, they starting to pop, all that, right? So why use no guards in this situation? Well, for one, it's quicker, right? For two, when you don't use guards on this, you can keep the fade exactly where you want it to be. And because he has waves, you can lift the hair up with the clip over comb thing and, make it lay just perfectly the way you want it. So that would be the reason why you would use that and, use that technique. You know what I mean? So somebody asked me in the shop, they wanted to see a video or know how to do no guards on a haircut, and I did it before. Maybe about a year ago I did a bald fade. If you look down on my channel somewhere, I got a bald fade that I did with no guards. So you started off exactly how you would start just a normal haircut, right? And we got our trimmers here, so we make our first guideline, and you know how we do this part. You get as close as bald as you can, clean it up. Now right here, you see a little thin right here. This is what I'm pointing out to you in the camera. So he's a little thin, but we still use the same approach, the same technique we've been using, which is we come with the no guard. We come with the one where the no guard open, right? And then from there, once you go up, now you have to start using clip over comb. So you see me using clip over comb right here. Now, when you're using no guards, you have to incorporate clip over comb. It's just really no other way to do it, right? You have to use clip over comb. Now, you can use a raking method to knock that bulk down, angle it different just to get it, the bulk off. But you're gonna have to use clip over comb somewhat type of way just to feather it. So you can say that I'm using this like a guard, but it's much faster and it's much more accurate for me. Using a guard is sometimes it's not as accurate. So it's gonna be a lot of, using the corner of the blade, a lot of feathering, a lot of going over certain spots. But you see, I'm able to keep the fade low, right? I'm able to keep it in an area where I can control it. You see that? So let me not say I didn't use a guard in this video. Let me just say this is a clip over comb taper tutorial, right? But I didn't use guards, but you could say the comb serves as a guard. So let me just say I did clip over comb. Clip over comb, haircut, taper fade. Now the problem that you run into sometimes when you're not using the guard is trying to remove the bulk in areas. So you looking at it, I'm looking at it, I see little spots. So when you go across the way that I just did, When you go across, that means you're cutting bulk off. When you go up the way I'm going here, you're feathering it. That means you're actually blending it, right? Because when you go across, it takes off like a chunk. But when you go up with the clipper, the way I just did it, is blending. So if you go across the tracks, you know, the guy told me before, he called them like railroad tracks. If you go across the tracks, then it's taking off both. But if you come up on the tracks, then it's fading, right? So you see how it look. You see how it's looking. You see what we're doing right here, right? You see it's looking good. So the fade is coming out exactly how I want it. It's a little area too that I'm might need to take some bulk off and make it look good. But other than that, you see it, how the technique can be effective for you, and you see that I'm not reaching back trying to touch this guard, get that guard, this guard, and that guard. Now, a thing that you have to do is stretch the skin a lot. You see my thumb at the top, it might not look like it, but a lot of times I'm stretching the skin, especially to get in those tight spots. So a lot of stretching the skin because it's only certain pieces of hair that you actually want to touch. So that's why you would stretch the skin, because it allows you to get their hair that's just laying down super tight to the scalp, so you want to be able to create that look. So you see me, I'm doing a lot of stretching of the skin because like I said, I want to knock it off. I want everything to be, blended perfectly.
It's another K-Town beat.
So the main thing here is you just really want to take your time and, make sure the dark areas are being faded. That's the thing that you want to do. You want the dark areas to be faded. And I know some of this you probably can't see from this side, but from the other side, I'll show you that view also, which is probably a better view. But you see me working just the corner of my blade. I'm just touching little spots. I'm picking my spots. Hey, this is classic. So you just want to pick your spots, and you do that even with guards. And once you get down to no guard, this is the exact same process. You just doing it without guard, so you can achieve nice fade, nice cut even without a guard. Now on this side we do the exact same thing, right? So I sped it up, but I'm gonna still walk you through it, right? So you come with your trimmers, create that first guideline the exact same way we did it on the other side. So we use no guard here, open, come up, the same steps we always do. Now you see when I'm going up, that's feathering, that's blending. Right now, if it's too thick, you can go across, but like I say, when you're going up like that, that's feathering, that's actual blending. And the reason why I use a comb like this size, because normally you'll see a comb that's much bigger that you can use for clip over comb, but this is coarse hair, so I use a different comb. It's smaller at the end because I want to be able to get close to the hair, because it's hair there that I'm trying to get close to, but I still want a little bit of gap in between the blade and the hair that I'm trying to cut, because it's all a part of blending. Now the comb serves as a manipulation tool, because you can manipulate the angle of how much you want the hair to cut off, you know what I mean? And when I use the wider end of the comb, it's because I want to grab more hair, and that's basically what I'm doing. So here you didn't really see me go across that much on the comb, like to take bulk off, because I felt like it was already good or something. So I felt like I could just feather it out, So right here you see me stretching the skin again, trying to get those little pieces of hairs to act right. You see that? So yeah, the fade it's definitely a challenge, but it's definitely quick once you get it down. This actually took me 4.5 minutes maybe to do this side, right? You brush it down, make sure all the hair is there. But like I said, a reason that you would use this for is just to keep the fade low. You see how low I have the taper. The taper is low. And, you know, I get a better look on it once I apply the line to it. But you see I'm just picking spots. You know, here the same thing that was happening on the other side is happening on this side. So I just pick my spots, man. And that's pretty much what I did, right? Yeah, so like I said, take your time, pick your spots. You can do some trimming right here, some detailing just to knock some more bulk off, just to get it to look good. Now, I wanted to show you the back of the haircut, but I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So ain't nothing worse than when you're really trying to record, but you're not recording. But anyway, you can kind of see how the taper turned out. No guard again. So look, you can do this whole haircut. You can do a lot of haircuts with just clip over comb. It's a guy named Kenny Duncan. He does a lot of haircuts, just clip over comb. I don't know if you know him, but this guy does clip over comb work excellently, right? But yeah, so you see that once you put the line on it, you know, everything starts to come out. I know at first you're probably looking at it like, oh, that might not look good or something, but actually when you put that line on it, it looks great. Everything starts to pop. Now on to the front of the lineup. Now what you want to do here, you can still use your clip over comb. Make sure you use the big portion, pick up your comb, feather it out in the front. We want it to lay down a little bit. So be careful with this technique now. If you cut off too much, it's gonna look like he plugged. So you see what I'm doing, I'm picking it up, I'm laying it, I'm going across right here to knock some of that bulk off. But hey, you know, be careful with this because you could definitely mess it up. So everything looks good right now. We're gonna use the outliner detail and mist. This right here is for sure to get them crispy. You know what I'm saying? Watch me put in this work on this lineup. So first thing you want to do is you want to, you know, spread, and this is going to help everything stay in place. It's going to keep the scalp dry. The reason why I like my product over other products is because it's not too sticky, right? It's not too thick. You ever use a holding spray and it'll clog your clippers up? I never liked it, so mine don't do that, right? So that's why I prefer mine over others. Now, you know, this is the approach. You can see the lineup is a little off, more so on this side than the other side. You know, you can pick a side, you can pick a middle. It all depends on you. So I wanted to start from this side, but I actually want to start like almost like in the corner because I felt like I wanted to make sure that wasn't pushed back. I wanted to make sure that holds where it needs to be, right? And then I can make everything match up with that. So that's the approach I had on this. And I was like, oh, this side right here, let me start in the corner so I can make sure everything matches up. And you see me using the detailers right here, man. These detailers are true, right? Best trimmer on the market. I'm not saying that just because I'm sponsored by Wahl, but you know, I've used all the other trimmers, not just Wahl trimmers. I've used all other trimmers, and these are like let me see, like a luxury car, right? These are luxury cars. It's gonna ride smooth. It's not gonna be loud. You know, you run over a bump, you're not gonna feel it. You know, you going 100 miles an hour, it feel like you going 40. You know what I mean? That's why I like this trimmer. All the other trimmers I use, some of them you have good trimmers out there, but for some reason they don't last, or they're not as durable, right? This has been solid from day one for me, and I've been cutting with these for months now, and I haven't had an issue. I have not had an issue, and it's been at least 6 months. I haven't had an issue. So that tells you a lot. But anyway, you see how the taper looks now, right? Now that I put the line on it, like it's looking so icy. You see that, man? The blends are blurry and the lines are crispy. That's what we doing for the 2020. You know what I mean? So, hey, use the corner of the blades. That's the sharpest part of the blade. That's a tip that I can give you. You know, you just want to do that. Use the corner of the blade. Take your time. Tap. Pull away. never push back, right? And you can get a good clean look. No enhancements right here, right? And then you just turn them around and you just work the other side. Now you can start from that middle piece that you started from on that right side and just bring it over, right? You know what I mean? You can just bring everything over. You see what I'm doing? I'm just following the line from the other side, keeping everything consistent. I didn't realize that I was kind of in the way of the camera. I tried to stand off to the side and still give you a good view. So excuse that part, but you see what I'm doing, and I'm also explaining to you how I'm doing it. You know, I'm just using one side to go to the other side. Yeah, so after that, you just get everything, and like I say, you tap and pull away, use the corner of your blade, take your time, right? You can see this line is coming out crispy, you know. If you take your time, you can absolutely get a nice line, you know what I mean? So don't feel bad about taking your time. It's actually a good thing. Look at it from a bunch of different angles. Try to line everything up as best as possible. Now right here, you just want to use your hand as a guide to rest on the right above the eyebrow, and just use the corner of the blade to make the curve, to make the C cut. And mine is not always a heavy C cut, but I do a little light C cut. You know, that's my signature thing. I like to do like a little light C cut, but I just want that. I want to use that part just to make, you know, the edge up pop, right? And you can pull stretch the skin if you need to, and that's what I did. And you always want to look in the mirror. You can see me right here looking in the mirror just to see if everything is right. So the last thing I want to show y'all, he doesn't need enhancements. I didn't put any. I'm gonna show you how enhancements can just a little bit of enhancements can just make this thing, take it to the next level, just to make it pop. Like if you want to use it for Instagram pictures, or, you know, video, whatever. If you want to take the haircut to the next level, you have to use enhancements. You see me using them right here, and I just used a little bit. This is hair fiber, it's not paint, this is hair fiber, right? So you see the difference already from one side to the other side. It's a little bit more full, a little bit more, you know, crisp on the line that I already made without fibers. You know, you see the fiber just make it look that much fuller in certain areas. You just want it to look a little bit more full. So that's it. You see what that does right there. Then you come back, you hit them with the detailing mist to lock in the fibers, and you good. And then after that, you come back and you just tap it, you know, knock off the little excess hair, come back, tap a couple spots, a little loose hair, and then you're done, you know. So this is the end. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is the outliner, Mr. Outliner 360 wave pomade. It's just gonna make his waves pop a little bit. The reason why I like mine is it's not too thick. Again, the thing about products are sometimes it's too thick and it causes your hair not to be able to breathe, and then you start having dandruff and things like that. But my product smells really great. So you know, the 360 wave pomade will definitely make your hair pop. And here you see how it is. It's white, you know, not too thick. And right here, I'll have you rub your hands together like Birdman, man. You know, making sure it marinates in there. And then, you know, you apply it to the scalp. You see what I'm doing right here. Now you see automatically the waves start to pop as soon as I hit it, right? And like I said, it smells good. It's gonna make your hair smell good. But you see that, man. You see the Mr. Outliner products working. You see how the line is crisp. We got detailing this for that. We got the 360 wave pomade, man. Get on board with this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I just reloaded. By the time you see this video, I'll probably have my new restock in, because thanks to y'all, I sold out of my first batch of all my products, right? So anyway, I just want to thank y'all for that. But don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know how we do it. Until next time, love, peace, and hair grease.